Hi everyone, Eric Lewis here with GetZone.com with another episode of At the Range. Today we're going to talk about some pistol basics, in particular those that you might be looking at when you're going to buy maybe your first pistol or adding another one to the collection. Today I've got two examples that have a few differences. Obviously pistols come in all different calibers, shapes, lengths, sizes, all of that stuff. So just in these two, the biggest difference you're going to notice, chamber's clear on both, is that this has a hammer and this one does not. So this is referred to as a striker fired pistol. Essentially what they've done is what engages the firing pin is all internalized. So you don't have a hammer to snag on your clothing or anything like that. But as with anything, there are pros and cons to this. One negative to having a striker fired is you can't visibly see that the hammer is cocked. You have to assume that this is always cocked and ready to go, which you should do with any firearm for safety anyways. Another thing is there is no actual physical safety on this. The safety is your trigger finger. So whenever you engage the middle section of this trigger, then you can fire the firearm. It is very rare, but there is the odd chance that you could snag that on your clothing and accidentally discharge your firearm. With a hammer, you can actually see if the firearm is cocked or not, but once again, if this is fully depressed and you drop the firearm like on maybe a classic style 1911, it can actually engage the firing pin and make the gun go off accidentally by dropping it. So those are a few of the differences. Another big difference is the barrel. If you look at the barrel, this one's extended and it has a cap on it. That is actually a threaded barrel. So if you think in the future you're going to be firing suppressed, it would actually be a good idea to go ahead and get a pistol that already has this threaded barrel. If not, you're going to have the added cost of purchasing one in the future to change out in the firearm. And you'll notice this one is not a threaded barrel. That's beneficial to those of you that are going to be concealed carrying. You don't need that additional length or something else to jab or maybe hang when you're trying to holster your weapon. Another big difference, this actually is already pre-milled to accept a red dot sight. So it's just 2 screws, removes your rear sight, and you can put an aftermarket red dot sight on this for quicker target acquisition, or if you're shooting at the range, stuff like that. This pistol, you'd have to have some mill work done, spend more money. So it's not the end of the world, but it definitely helps if you know what you're gonna need the gun for or what you have the vision for its future being. It can save you money by buying it configured already as close to what you want as possible. Another difference between these two pistols, this is a polymer lower. It's basically plastic. So the frame's a little more, it's still strong, but it's not as durable as a firearm like this. This has an aluminum frame. It's just a little bit meatier. Comes a lot down to personal preference, but if it's going to be used in a rough environment of any kind, you'd be a lot better off going with the metal. These are just a few of the many things on the variants of pistols. Just wanted to give you guys kind of a heads up so that you can be thinking in advance before you head to the gun shop to pick out your next firearm.